Hi everyone, it's Tammy with the Frou-frou Studio. As promised, here is a flip through of my 1930s journal. The main kit that I used in this is the 1930's by Joey the Card Maker. It is a beautiful kit. I had previously made a journal with his 1940s kit, and so the 30s and the 40s are my two favorite time periods, and so I wanted to do one with this 1930s kit as well. I also used a ton of other stuff in this, and so I'm going to list all those in the description box, because this is how many there are, and it would take me the whole video just to list the kits that I used. So the main thing is the 1930s kit by Joey Cardmaker and the 1930s Clothing Factory Receipts by Tailor Made Journals. And like I said, I do have some other things that I used, and I will list those in the description box. So this journal I made, it is a semi-hard cover journal. I made it out of a file folder, and it is 5.5 by 8.5, and it is about 2.5 inches thick, so it's a fairly big journal. It has 3 signatures, and it is, as you can see, very full of ephemera. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be glad to answer them. And if I miss somebody, or you see something in the journal that you want to know where I got it, please leave me a message, or a comment, or ask on my Etsy shop, and I'll be glad to look those up for you. So I'm going to kind of stick some books up under there, so when we get deeper in the journal, it'll lay flat. All of these images, these beautiful images, are in Joey's kit. So like I said, they are the main things in here, along with the fabric receipts, because when I saw these pictures, they reminded me of like being around the fashion scene or whatever, so I thought the vintage 1930s clothing receipts would go well. So that's what I did for the kit, and you can see these images are just wonderful. I do know this is Crafty Cat Grungy fabric papers, and you'll see several of those in here as well. I'm not going to pay much attention to the you know, coffee dyed and other dyed papers that are in here, because we all know what they are. Uh-oh, I got a sticky. Sometimes that happens when you're making a video and you're trying to hurry. Anyway, there is a tag there that I'm going to have to try to get loose. think I intended that to come loose. Maybe I didn't. No, I don't think I did. I'm sitting here tearing up something that I shouldn't be tearing up. I put it on there just to be a little tuck, so I'm going to glue it back. I started this journal so long ago. I feel like it was long ago. I forget what my intentions were. Okay. So we'll go right on past that. Here's one of the receipts. We've got some music paper in here. I believe I did a video on this. It's kind of an envelope that's wrapped around the corner or the edge of the page, and it's got some little tuck spots in it and behind it. And like I said, it wraps around, and same thing on the other side. This is from, oh, who is it? Pink and Red Florals by Romantic Art. And then we've got a tag here. And one of the envelopes from Joey's kit here. And this just comes out. I'm trying to be so careful so I don't tear anything up. And I just fussy cut a flower that is on cardstock to use as a closure on there. And then we have this little cute little notebook in here. And this is a vintage check. We've got a tag here. A little pair of faux scissors. And then just something to embellish that page. A journaling card. These cards come with these beautiful backs. Joy did a great job on this kit. It's very pretty. There are 3 of these raggeties in this journal, which there is a video on how I did these. And you can take these out. If you don't want them in, take them out. But the purpose is to have little scraggly ends that, you know, hang out. But if you don't like that look and you take them out, you're going to get a much cleaner edge journal, which some people prefer. So, if you don't like I said, if you don't like it, you could take it out. You could cut it up like a masterboard even and make more tags or whatever for your journal. And this is a flip out, and it has some onion skin paper in there that you can write on. There's a tag there. This is a copy of a certificate that I have, and it is for 250 shares of stock, and it is from 1930 for the Columbine Rubber Manufacturers. But like I said, I have the original one. I need to look it up. It might be worth something. I doubt it. It's probably not even in business anymore. Here we have another tag. A couple of tags in one of the receipts. And then over here, we have another vintage blank receipt behind this bingo card. And here's another raggedy. And here we have a enlarged chauffeur's license, which is kind of cool. And I just stuck it behind. This is an envelope that I wrapped around a window envelope. And it's covered in washi tape. And on the other side, there's a pocket with a tag and another one of those museum cards, like I put the other journal. Here we have a flip out, and it will flip all the way out so that you have some journaling space. And here we have another envelope that has a class photo in it from the 1930s. If you hear all that pouncing around, that's my dog running. She's got the zoomies. And then we have a journaling card here. And a piece of Tim Holtz ephemera that can be written on. And then here we have another one of Joey's journaling cards and a tag. And over here we have a tag. Another one of the photos. And then up here there is a little belly band, and in that belly band is a little coin envelope. Get it back in there, and there's another receipt behind there in a pocket. Here we have a belly band with a journaling card, and this is Tim Holtz paper, and I just put this on the back so you'd have room to journal because it was too dark. And then we have a masterboard little journaling card with one of Joey's photos. And then another little tag here. And on the back side, we have another journaling card with one of the photos. You can see there are tons of photos in this kit. All different sizes. More vellum. I made this in a video if you want to see how that's constructed. But it has one of the tags. Look how pretty the backs are. So pretty. And then this is made from a Tim Holtz package. That one is. And I just put some little lace samples on there and another garment receipt there. And a couple little tickets under the paper clip. And on the back side, I just clipped one of the journaling cards and some vintage notebook paper. And again, those are just so pretty on the back side. And that's just under a rusted paper clip. And then we have some music. Let me move these books now that we're to the back end. And then we have a tuck here with a little sewing pattern card and another receipt from the garment company. And they're just tucked in there. And here we have kind of a double pocket kind of thing going on with just a couple little pieces of ephemera stuck in there. And here we have some vintage ledger paper out of a bank book, and another tag, and this little corner pocket is in the kit, Joey's kit, as well as this envelope. And I used one of my cupcake liner clusters, I couldn't think of the word cluster, to make a closure for this one, and it just, the top comes out, and there is a journaling card on the inside. This is a photocopy of the front of a needle book. I do have the original of that, and this is Tumult's collage strip. Another photo, another raggedy, another receipt, and then here we have a guest check pocket with a little tag in it and a couple little tags in the front. And that's a Tim Holtz photo there, photo booth. And here we have a double pocket with a little tag and a photo. And those pockets are in the kit as well. Here we have a little tuck with one of the receipts, because this wrapped around to make a flip out. So it has a pocket here, and then you can flip it out, and it has a little flip there that you can journal. It has a tag here, and then it also has a big long tag here that I won't take all the way out. And that's it. Whoops, let's put this back. So as you can see, because this is just semi hard covered, it does lay pretty nicely, because that spine is loose enough that it will collapse down. So when you're working in it, it lays pretty flat. So I do like that. That's one reason I like to use this, a file folder. And here's what I mean by the raggeties. So you make them just a little bit wider than your pages and a little bit taller than your pages, and then it makes your journal look like it is really stuffed with papers. But like I said, if you don't like that, those are easily removed, and you're gonna have really nice smooth edges. So that's just personal preference. So that's it. I hope you guys like that. Joey, thank you so much. I enjoyed making this journal so much, even though it took me so long because I had so many other pages. But then on the other hand, this was kind of like my slow project that I did not have a deadline for. And so it was kind of nice to work in this one whenever I felt like it and not feel the pressure of, oh, you have to get this done by the end of the month. So, yeah, a little, you know, kind of both things. Yeah, it took me a while, but it was very enjoyable to work in. Not that any journal is not enjoyable to work with, but it didn't have a deadline, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, again, thank you for joining me, and both this journal and the Junk Journal Madness for May, the Grungy journal, will be listed in my shop probably on Sunday. I usually list on Sundays. And don't forget that all the journals that I have in my shop right now are on sale for 25% off. So if you've been eyeballing one of those, it should be on sale. If it's not, please contact me and let me know. And I will see what I can do to get that corrected. But it should be listed at a reduced price. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye.